Hello, everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss consumer needs, motivation, and projective techniques. These are all important to understand because they impact how consumers make purchasing decisions, or basically how they decide to buy what they buy. Needs are the basic forces that motivate a person to take action. And so they are fundamental human desires that drive consumer behavior. Human needs are innate. These include the basic requirements for survival, such as food, shelter, and safety. But they also extend to psychological and emotional needs like love, belonging, and self actualization. There are different types of needs, and we're going to quickly go through them. The first one is physical needs. Now, physical needs are the most basic human needs for survival, including food, water, air, shelter, and clothing. Without satisfying these needs, a person simply cannot function properly. Next is social needs. Now, after physical needs, individuals seek social interaction and emotional connection, which include the need for love, belonging, friendship, and acceptance. This is why products that enhance social identity, such as fashion brands or social media platforms or entertainment services, are quite popular. Next is esteem needs. Beyond social needs, individuals also seek self esteem and recognition. This includes the need for status, for accomplishment, and for respect from other people. Brands like Rolex and Tesla, they cater to these needs by offering luxury products that signal high social status and personal success. And then we have self actualization needs. Now, at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self actualization represents the pursuit of personal growth, creativity, and fulfillment. Products and services that promise self improvement or help individuals realize their potential, such as educational courses or self help books, all of these target this self actualization need. Now, a need is something essential for survival or the well being of the consumer. And every consumer has different needs, by the way. And these needs are influenced by the circumstances of the individual, the culture, the personality, and even the situation that the consumer may find himself in. Needs emerge when there is a gap between the consumer's actual state and the consumer's desired state. So, for example, if a consumer feels hungry, they experience the need for food. If a consumer feels lonely, they experience the need for social interaction. So, while needs are fundamental, demands are needs that are shaped by the consumer's buying power and preferences. Consumers have the purchasing ability to act on their needs, and they develop demands for specific products or services. For example, a consumer's need for transportation becomes a demand for a specific model of a car, such as Toyota or Tesla, if they can afford it. A consumer's need for communication becomes a demand for the latest iPhone or Samsung phone, depending on their purchasing power and brand preferences. Demands are therefore shaped by both needs and wants. A want is a form of need shaped by culture, personality, and individual preferences. For instance, all humans need to eat, but their preferences for what they eat, whether it's, for example, Italian cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine, fast food, or organic food, these are all influenced by cultural factors and individual tastes. Marketers focus on converting needs into wants by offering products that promise to satisfy those needs in a specific and desirable way. The key differences between needs and demands that you need to remember are needs are essential and they are universal, so everyone has them, whereas demands are shaped by personal preferences and the ability to pay. And the other key difference is that needs may exist without the capacity to fulfill them, while demands, which by the way are the ones that the marketers are most concerned with, they require both the desire and the ability to make a purchase. Motivation in marketing refers to the internal driving force that compels a consumer to take action in order to satisfy their needs. When a need reaches a certain level of intensity, it becomes a motive or a drive. Now, motivation explain why consumers decide to purchase a specific product and why they prefer one product over another. So, when does a need become a motivation? Now, a need becomes a motivation when it reaches a level of urgency or importance that prompts the individual to act. Motivation occurs when there is tension between where the consumer is, as in their actual state, and where they want to be, which is their desired state. So, the greater the gap between the actual and the desired state, the stronger the motivation to close it. For example, a person's need for food becomes a motivation when they feel hungry enough to stop what they are doing and actively search for something to eat. Another example would be a consumer's need for social approval, and that becomes a motivation to buy new clothes if they feel that their current wardrobe is outdated and it does not align with their desired image at the moment. When marketers understand what motivates consumers, they can design messages and products that appeal to these motivators. For instance, luxury car brands like Mercedes Benz, they appeal to esteem needs by associating their products with success, power, and prestige. Now let's talk about projective techniques, and these are of very great interest, especially to marketers. So, what are projective techniques? These are psychological tools that are used in marketing research to uncover hidden motivations that consumers may not be able to articulate directly. These techniques are designed to explore consumers' underlying desires, their fears, and even their attitudes toward products and brands. What are the different types of projective techniques? First could be word association. In this method, consumers are given a list of words and they are asked to respond with the first word that comes to mind. This technique helps uncover subconscious associations that consumers have with a particular brand or a product. For example, if consumers are asked to respond to the word car, they might say freedom, they might say speed, or they might even say expensive. These associations give marketers insights into how consumers perceive their products. Next is sentence completion. Consumers are asked to complete incomplete sentences. For example, when I think of fast food, I feel blank. This might help reveal emotions tied to the consumption of fast food that consumers wouldn't be able to express outright in a direct interview. Next is thematic perception test. Now, consumers are shown ambiguous images and asked to describe what they see happening in the scene. This technique helps uncover deeper emotions and attitudes that consumers might not be consciously aware of. So, for instance, a consumer might be shown a picture of a family sitting around a dinner table and asked to tell a story about it. Their response could reveal ideas into their perceptions of family life, of meal choices, or the role of family in social bonding. And this gives an idea to marketers about how consumers view this particular topic. And last is brand personification. This technique asks consumers to imagine a brand as a person and describe that person's personality traits. For example, consumers might describe Nike as an athletic, bold, and confident individual. This technique helps marketers understand the emotional connections consumers have with brands and how those brands are perceived in terms of personality and values.